Another screenplay, It Comes by Night by Zach Black. Let me just, of course, scroll this on down. There we go, scroll this down. It Comes by Night by Zach Black. Alright, inside apartment evening. John, a 24-year-old man, returns home from work. After preparing spaghetti, he sits at the table and watches TV. John, exhausted. Man, what a day. Thank God it's over. He continues to watch while slurping down spaghetti. He sees an important broadcast in bold letters. News anchor, informative. We come to you live. Come to you live to warn you of dangerous experiment escaping from Star Labs. John looks at the screen hard and with relentless viewing. News anchor continues. We continue now with top scientist Dr. Joshua Manhattan. Focus is set on the doctor. News anchor continues. Dr. Manhattan, what can be said about the experiment you were working on? The doctor adjusts his glasses as he begins. Dr. Manhattan, instructive. Our research was based on helping humans receive. Let me add this. Based on helping humans receive a cure from the effects of COVID through regenerative immune systems of bats. Here we go. He pauses as he regains his composure. People are heard screaming and panicking as the alarms go off. In background, Dr. Manhattan continues. We were working to help find a cure, but instead we create and even worsen the problem. He turns to look the viewers in the eyes. Dr. Manhattan, horrified. Whatever you do, stay inside. Keep doors and windows locked. Locked. Here we go. That's how you probably spell lock. Gets close to the camera in a fit of horror. Dr. Manhattan, terrorized. Whatever you do, do not trust the voices you hear. An explosion goes off, crashing the camera signal. The news continues on with a relaxed but still startled composure. News terrified. News anchor. Terrified. Looks like we lost signal. We will cut to a short commercial break. The broadcast cuts to break. Screen cuts to a commercial about kitten food. As the screen continues to show cute kittens, John is baffled and shaken to his soul of the dreaded news that had unfolded. He decides to go take a shower to relax himself before going to bed. John, skeptical. This is a load of crap. Monsters and experiments. What next? The boogeyman? As he begins to exit the shower, he plays some music to relax. As he begins closing windows and doors, he still believes that this whole situation is a farce but stays compliant nevertheless. John continues. Alright then, all the doors are closed. Windows are shut. I think I've earned a good night's rest. After all, this preparation. As he locks his last window, he walks to his closet loading a hunting rifle. He loads each cartridge carefully with special care and precision. The cartridge is revealed to have the bold word silver. John, serious. Nevertheless, if this thing is real, I got the solution. As he looks at the clock ticking, he begins to feel sleepy. As he tries to stay awake for a bit longer, in case of intrusion. However, he falls asleep. He falls asleep and drifts off slowly with the rifle in hand to shoulder. Rifle in hand. However, he fails to drift off slowly with rifle in hand. As soon as he's asleep, an odd noise begins to grow, an odd but yet familiar voice. Voice scared. John, please open the door." John wakes to the frightening sound as he gets out of the bed, quickly grabs a rifle and carefully maneuvers to the room. He makes it to the door, almost nearly tripping over a trash can. He opens a small latch on his door to look through. He looks through only to see his neighbor outside, Joanna, a young 20-year-old. She often takes walks during the evening and has always shown kindness towards everyone in the neighborhood. John, suspicious. "Joanna, it's late, and most of all very dangerous out here." John, "You shouldn't be out here." She looks up with a face of concern and fear. Joanna, horrified, "I saw the news, believe me, I wouldn't be coming over here if I didn't know already." As he looks over her shoulder, she looks over her shoulders as she continues. Bingo. She looks over her shoulders as she continues. Joanna, stern, "Look, I know you have your rifle out and ready. Otherwise you wouldn't be leaning over the door like one of your Call of Duty video games." John feels embarrassed and agrees to let her in. John disagreeing. "Call of Duty is a great game. You should play it sometime." Joanna rolls her eyes playfully as she walks towards the couch. John continues, "So what now? I guess we could call this a slumber party, right?" Joanna looks at John with laughter. She smiles. Joanna, relax. You always know how to make the worst situations better. John, smiling as he holds his rifle towards his chest, still alert. John, agreeing. Gotta keep your mind cool while under intense situations. That's what my dad always taught me growing up. Joanna, agreeingly. Yeah, it helps. I really hope this monster fiasco is over with soon. Joanna, curious, continues. Like, what the crap were they thinking, messing with bats to create a cure for COVID? Joanna, it's one thing to try and find the source of the solution within the problem. But messing with nature through unethical means, it's uncalled for. John, attentive. You've always had a kind heart towards animals, that's for sure. As the two share an agreeing smile, they hear an odd voice, that of an elderly male. Male, disorderly. Hello, I need help. Joanna begins to elevate herself until John looks at her, sharply waving his head and hand motioning her no. She mouths the words why in confusion. John points to a camera he had hidden for the outside of his door. Joanna turns and looks. Her face goes pale with tears rolling down her face. Joanna looks to him with a horrified look. What now? I'm freaking out. Joanna, mouthing. What now? I'm freaking out. John looks at him. Joanna, excuse me. Joanna looks at him holding his rifle ready at the door. John, serious. Whatever you do, don't trust the voices. John carefully reaches and grabs a pistol, slides it to her with cautious ease. John looks at her with a warning look. John continues. If I don't make it back, don't open the door. John slowly raises himself from his position and begins to walk towards the door silently. John holds his rifle and aims at the door. He raises his rifle to the door, ready to fire as he lays the barrel tip. He breathes, hand on trigger, then fires. The man outside gives a blood-curdling screech as a huge thud hits the ground. John slowly opens the door with the rifle aimed outside. Okay, everything seems safe. So far so. In a flash of light, he is snatched by something big as his rifle hits the ground. Joanna holds her mouth as she tries to slowly get up. Joanna, terrified. John, oh gosh, John! Joanna runs out the door into the hallway and quickly tries to avoid being seen. She sees the rifle and quickly grabs it. She frantically loads the gun as sweat beams down her face. The gun finally loads in until a frantic blowing sound pauses behind her. Joanna, terrified. John, is that you? She waits until a voice is heard. John, happy. Hey Joanna, it's okay, I'm here. Joanna begins to raise her head with joy until she notices a mirror in front of her. She sees a massive winged creature revealed in the mirror before her as she screams. Screen goes black as 3 gunshots go off. End. And that is It Comes by Night. Another screenplay by yours truly. Thank you everyone for listening. Always glad to share that. Always glad to share my creative ideas and work.